Beep, beep, beep. Welcome to the court of the Edijester, everybody. How are we this morning? Bit late. Didn't sleep last night, so I didn't get to bed till 6. Because I've been writing the Warrior Teacher Programme. Come and join us. Starts in April. Other than that, buy me a coffee. Usual stuff. Now, my birthday's coming up. I'm going to emotionally blackmail a lawyer. I've got something wonderful this morning, which I woke up to and was delighted to see from the marvellous Huddleways, Maya Forstater. Maya here. Yes. A woman of great fortitude, and has done a lovely tweet thread today about Sussex University's trans and non-binary equality policy statement. This is what's cost it 5 million or more if it appeals. It's because it's incompetent. I mean, they're actually incompetent. This is the case that's just gone through, as you remember, an award, very high award. Well, highish award. It needs to get much higher, but it's high enough to begin with. So Maya's exploring this. Now, you might want to do a follow along with Mother, except it's me, with the tweet. Links to the tweet are downstairs in the Substack and in the Dubras on YouTube, if this is your preferred method of watching me rabbit on. So let's take a look at what this is, because Maya's produced some wonderful information here, giving us some great stuff to get our teeth into. So we'll have a look at parts of it, and then you can read the rest yourselves. But it's wonderful. So this is a section on transphobic propaganda and abuse from 2018 from Sussex University's trans and non-binary equality policy. They've got down here, transphobic abuse, harassment or bullying, name-calling, derogatory jokes, unacceptable or unwanted behaviour, intrusive questions, are serious disciplinary offences for staff and students and would be dealt with under the appropriate university procedures. Transphobic propaganda in the form of written materials, graffiti, music or speeches will not be tolerated. So we undertake to remove any such propaganda whenever it appears on the premises. I mean, this is from 2018, admittedly, but are they for real? Honestly, are they for real? Right, written materials. So if you write a gender critical piece, right, that could be seen as transphobic propaganda under this particular thing by Sussex University. I mean, they literally are incompetent. It's the only word that I can use, and it's the one that Maya has chosen to use as well. Music. What would happen to my, he signed it away with a flick of his pen by Donald Trump, that song I wrote. Well, I didn't write it, Sumo did, but you get my drift. That would be seen as transphobic propaganda. Oh, he signed it away with a flick of his pen. That was in my head for days afterwards. But here's what's really interesting, as Maya informs us. It is a straight lift from a template published by Equality Challenge Unit, which became Advance AG. Advance AG have got their fingers in all sorts of pies. I've mentioned this before as something that I think, in all honesty, we should be looking at. There it is again, you see. That's taken from the template from the Equality Challenge Unit, which became Advance AG. And there it is twice. Yeah, see, sorry, there it is, the two things you can see. The most jaw-dropping bit of the Office for Students report is about how this policy was adopted. On the 12th of November, it was proposed to be published a week later. It was considered the next day and rejected by the University Exec Group, who said it needed more work. Then the following day, they changed their mind. Adoption of trans and non-binary equality policy statement. Background. The Trans and Non-Binary Equality Policy Statement was first adopted by the university in November 2018. On the 12th of November 2018, it was proposed that the statement be published on the 20th of November, which was marked as Trans Day of Remembrance. The draft version was considered by the executive group on the 30th of November. They supported the direction of travel of the statement and asked for a more detailed discussion once it had been discussed by the university's Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Committee. You see how this stuff happens? That's what they say about a camel. Is a camel's an animal that was designed by a committee. You see how this happens. It's extraordinary. The University Executive Group also noted that if you feel we need to make a statement next Tuesday, there should be along the lines of the university is supporting the Trans Awareness Week and is committed to starting a conversation around the development of its trans equality policy statement. You may also want to share the draft Advance HE template, but it would need to be clear that this is a starter for discussion, as down the line the university might adopt its own bespoke statement depending on the outcome of your work regarding this. The University Executive Group was subsequently convened on the 14th of November, which is the day after, for a single item additional meeting. No separate minute was recorded for this meeting. At the end, the University Executive Group agreed that the 2018 version could be published on the 20th of November. This 2018 version of the statement was in place in October 2021 when the Office of Students' Investigation opened. What happened to that meeting? That's what Maya's asking us today, and asking them, I presume, who persuaded the university's executive group to perform this extraordinary U-turn. I don't know, says Maya, but important content is that the 12th to the 18th of November 2018 was Transgender Week of Emotional Blackmail. Thank you, Maya. Sussex philosophy students in solidarity with trans students. Whilst a certain philosophy professor is still spouting transphobic rhetoric, some of us are trying to hold people in positions of authority accountable. Wonder who they're talking about there. What do you think? Just take stock of the situation. You'll know. In 2022, shortly after Sasha Rose Neal has become VC, after the Forstater judgment, which is what Maya's case, obviously, and the Reindorf review, which was Akua Reindorf's fantastic review of the nonsense that was going on. And this is also after the Office for Students' investigation has begun. The university update the policy a little, but they don't change this bit. It looks just the same. Isn't this peculiar? Who's pulling the strings here? In 2023, they merge the two sections together and remove reference to transphobic propaganda, making it abusive, bullying, or harassing material, and also adding a footnote that says abusive, harassing means unwanted behaviours or communications that could be reasonably be expected to cause distress or fear among trans people. You need to do a click here. You have to click on the images if you want to see it, if you're reading along. The Office for Students say this is still too broad. You can see here. The new definition for transphobic abuse, harassment, or bullying narrowed the restrictive effect of the disciplinary statement, and abusive, bullying, or harassing material, which replaced the transphobic propaganda statement in the 2023 version of the policy. It introduced a requirement to objectively assess what amounts to transphobic abuse, harassment, or bullying, and or abusive, bullying, or harassing material, and explains that this, emphasis added, means unwanted behaviours and communications that could reasonably be expected to cause distress or fear among trans people. However, even applying this objective definition, there's nothing objective about that. The terms transphobic abuse, harassment, or bullying, and abusive, bullying, or harassing material are still capable of restricting lawful speech. Because the definition used by the university in its trans and non-binary equality policy statement was not limited to existing prohibitions of law and was therefore sufficiently broad to restrict lawful speech. In other words, they're going beyond the law. Sound familiar? When did they go beyond the law? Who was it who told them to go beyond the law? Who was obsessed with going beyond the law? Yes, ladies and germs, you need look no further than the sticky fingers of one Stony Balls or Stonewall. So it looks to me like they're involved. But look, it's a great tweet thread that Smile put together. So go and have a look. Go and have a look and have a comment. See what you think. See what you make of it. It strikes me as the most peculiar of things. But I'll wait to hear from you about what your opinion is. Okay? So I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.